Yes, guys, and welcome back to another opposition preview. We're here, of course, for the big one. Bayern Munich against Arsenal, second leg of the Champions League. Of course, tomorrow evening, Arsenal go away to Germany. Allianz Arena is waiting for us. The hostile atmosphere is waiting for us. And it is 2-2 an aggregate, people. You know, it's anyone's game in the second leg. And, of course, I had to get my guy back on from the Bayern view, of course. You guys saw him in the first leg. He knows his stuff. He knows a lot about Bayern Munich and, a very respectful guy as well. And really appreciate him obviously coming on. And as I said, guys, the link to his channel literally in the title. If you should, people watching before, you should have already subbed to him before. But if you haven't done it already, make sure you go over there, drop in a sub. And how you doing, my guy? You all good?
Yeah. Thanks for having me again, man.
Yeah, no worries, man. Absolute pleasure. It really is. And I must say, it's a totally different feeling now. I'm no longer coming with chest than I was in the first leg because of what not only because obviously the result, that 2-2 draw in the first leg, and we'll talk about that first, but also our momentum now. Obviously, I'm sure you saw the result against Aston Villa on the weekend, losing 2-0. And for you guys as well, obviously you guys did win 2-0 against Cologne, wasn't it? And but then you also saw Leverkusen win the Bundesliga officially. They won their game. Xabi Alonso won it. And so look, I'm still very upset about that performance and that result against Aston Villa. I feel like it really affects our momentum. But yeah, let's just talk about going back to this first leg, of course, a 2-2 draw. Of course, we did a little fan cam after the game. And you came on my channel and you gave me your thoughts initially. But after, watching the game back, having a few sort of days to really, and a whole week to really reflect on it, right? You had so many instances about penalty situations and, I'm looking back on it now and I feel like the thing with Arsenal fans is we can easily say we were robbed, but you can't be saying that because we got away with one ourselves when Gabriel got away with one when he decided to handball it, and I listened to Thomas Tuchel, what he said after the game and what the referee told him. I'm like, we rode a lot with that one. So at the end of the day, we kind of get both ways in the penalty situations there. But yeah, obviously it was a 2-2 draw. Just quickly, what is your whole take on that? First leg, bro, and were you happy with the result as well going into the second leg?
Yeah, well, obviously, when I was going on, I went on AFTV, obviously, and I was timid, if you want to say. I was scared. I was waiting for you guys to absolutely smush me. And obviously, I come on here as well, and big up to you too, Josh, for all the work you're doing, mate. But like, I was ready. I was generally ready to get smushed. The way you guys were, you were absolutely killing it, and I think the game showed that Arsenal still have a lot, a long way to go. You do need to get over the line eventually, and I think you will. Obviously, there's going to be madness and craziness tomorrow, and we'll obviously get into that in a minute. But for the first game, we come to your place. Nobody had scored there at that point in the Champions League, and we come over and we scored 2 goals. Obviously, one of them was Harry Kane, had to be him. The first one was Serge Gnabry, had to be him. And the way I see it is Bayern humbled Arsenal. Now, I know a lot of people might be like, bro, you lost the league. And we did lose the league. And the fact that Xabi Alonso won it in his first ever time trying to win it is nothing short of a joke. And we could talk about Bayern and the board and everything and if you want. But 2-2. Of course, the penalty incident at the end. I know a lot of big Arsenal fans and all of the Arsenal fans will go, robbed. I generally think Bayern should have won that game. And I know I'm coming from a Bayern Munich perspective, of course, so I'm going to say that. But generally, just being Liam to talking to Josh, not, take it away. Like, I generally think Bayern should have won that game. We should have got another penalty from the Gabriel situation. And then realistically, you guys shouldn't have got the penalty at the end because I think it was a dive. But that's just obviously my opinion. So, happy with the result? Yeah, because we humbled Arsenal and your downfall has been because of us, I generally believe. But, yeah.
Yeah, and you know what it is? So many fans before the game, Arsenal fans were. I mean, I don't know if you saw it trending on Twitter. Pray for Bayern Munich before the game, and I'm like, hold on a minute. Yeah, of course, have the right to be confident. Yeah, the way
Yeah.
we were playing the season, the way how you guys are doing, you know, in the Bundesliga, like you lost out to Leverkusen and you've been a bit inconsistent. You know, like you obviously lost 6 games this season in Bundesliga. Have the right to be confident, but sitting there underestimating Bayern Munich in the first place with you guys European pedigree as well, you guys European experience in this stage as well, and the quality of players that you do have as well. Sitting there saying pray for Bayern Munich. I mean, come on. And then yeah, as you said, honestly, that was a bit of a reality check, I think, for Arsenal. And you're right in saying that. You know, you clearly saw that. You could tell that Arsenal very inexperienced sides still in the Champions League because, as I said, I mean it was 2 of our best players this season, 2 of the best defenders in the Premier League this season, in Gabriel and Saliba both making the mistakes, you know, and obviously it had to be Gnabry and Kane to score, as you said, against a former club. But you know, it was one of those ones where I kept saying it in the first leg. I wanted Arsenal's go there and get a win, just a deficit to hold on to going away now to this game, of course, tomorrow. But we didn't do that, you know, which is why I think, you know, you guys will be buzzing. Of course, you like to beat us, of course you would, but just looking over the 2 legs, getting a first leg draw, coming away, Emirates, and bear in mind you have no fans as well behind you, of course. There's a full, you know, Emirates atmosphere. To get a draw, you know, I think that was a fantastic result for you, and I think it's a very disappointing result for Arsenal because I feel like, you know, we should be at the Emirates winning that game, going to second leg, and as we all say, play similar to how we did against, you know, Manchester City. I mean, so were you surprised on sort of Arsenal's level of performance against you guys?
Yeah, without a doubt. Like I said, I come on your channel. I went on the Arsenal Fan TV channel. I was ready to be humbled. Don't get it twisted. I was ready to be humbled, you know. So then, when you then go in it, and of course, Bukayo goes and scores the first goal, and big up to him. He's an absolute special player. But he goes and gets the first one. I'm like, okay, here we go. Here we go. This is what I was waiting for. Let's just hope it's not too bad. And then we go and get a goal, and I'm like, oh, okay. And especially just your defense capitulated, and I'm like, what is going on here? Like, what's going on? We got the goal, and then it was game on, you know. And then obviously we get the penalty call, and then I was like, oh, okay, they're crumbling. They're crumbling under the pressure of Bayern Munich again, at the Emirates again. So yeah, I obviously think you guys you crumbled, and I was waiting to get smushed, and it just never happened. It's like you talking all of that, and then the next minute, like, you don't even turn up. It's like, what's going on? But I get the confidence. Don't get it twisted. You guys have been nothing short of amazing, so I get it. But at the same time, then not to turn up, you do all of that talk, and then you don't do the walk. It's like,
yeah, you know, spot on, bro, 100%. I feel like, especially now, like, you know, I'm so like, and I think half the fan base is now, majority of the fan base coming to this game now being a bit more humble to you guys because of what you did to us in the first leg. And, you know, people like, you know what, hold on a minute, maybe Bayern Munich, you know, maybe we shouldn't have been slacking them off before the game because this is Champions League at the end of the day, people. You know, you have to have that right mentality. And, you know, going to second leg, just knowing the momentum as well with Arsenal, we've completely messed up now because we lost our last game against Aston Villa. The whole league title race is messed up when he said Liverpool lost as well. It's a crazy week, and it's in Man City's hands, of course. But that just losing that game on obviously against Aston Villa 2-0, you know, our confidence levels have dropped, momentum's dropped, and I think it's a massive advantage for you guys as well. I mean, what did you make of that? Like Arsenal losing to Aston Villa. I mean, as you said, is it? Do you think it's down to the fact that we dropped points to you lot, and at of course the first leg?
I generally think maybe I'm looking too much into it, but yeah, because the way I see it is, it's like, and big up to you too, mate. The way I see it is just like again, you were chatting all of that chat, and I'm not necessarily going at you, but Arsenal as a whole, like you were, you're going up against City, getting the draw against City, 0-0, nullifying them, and then the next minute you then don't do anything to Bayern. It's like, if Bayern go up against City, don't get it twisted. I'm waiting for City to smash us as well. Like, I'm not going to be having chest in that game neither. But you didn't turn up, and then it just seems like your whole team just capitulated. And then it comes to Villa, where you need a big reaction, and then you don't give that reaction. Now, I haven't watched the game, so I'll obviously have to go off of what you're saying. But I know that you conceded 2 late goals, so
it was the first half was very, very good. Second half, I don't know what happened to us. I don't know what Arne said to him at half time. We were absolutely atrocious, and we got punished. By the way, I'm sure you know about Emery as well. By the way, I actually do. Many Arsenal fans slag the guy off, by the way, and obviously, like, you've known him well from when you bet against Villarreal, and obviously he knocked you guys out.
Thanks for that.
I can't lie. I had to throw that one in there, man. But he's at the end of the day, like, he obviously was our ex-manager, and it didn't work out at Arsenal. But for him to come back and to beat us at the Emirates, I found that so embarrassing, honestly. So it was very, very embarrassing. And I think you're right, bro. Like, real talk. And the thing with Arsenal, like, when we lose one game, it goes on for a little bit. Like, we don't lose one game and bounce back straight away. It's like West Ham, we lost early on in the season. We lost 2-0, lost to Fulham, lost Liverpool 3 in a row. So it keeps on going until we have a little break. And then we came back from the pine and we ended up, smashing teams. So that's what worries me as well. But if you're looking ahead to this game, second leg, Allianz Arena, my guy, obviously your fans are back. The hostile atmosphere, the hostile environment is there. Now, am I right in saying that this is the last time you guys lost a home game in Champions League was PSG? When you lost 3-2 in the lockdown season.
Yes.
That was years ago. And the last time we
Go on.
Yeah, the last time we beat you at Allianz was 2013. We won 2-0. So the records don't lie right there, bro. The history doesn't lie there. You guys are fantastic when it comes to playing at home with your fans. Just Allianz Arena. That's what worries me the most, is going away to you guys, considering that it's 2-2 as well. I mean, what are you thinking in terms of, obviously, you must be full of confidence now. It must be the opposite to how you're feeling in the first leg, coming into this game at the Allianz.
Well, to go off of the first point about PSG, I think that it was the last time, and obviously even Man City that won, they went and won the treble. They didn't even come to us. Obviously, they did their job. Don't get it twisted. They did their job in that game at home. But they come to us and they got a 1-1 draw. So they didn't even come over and smash us when they realistically should have. We didn't even have a striker on that season. So, I'm definitely feeling different. I wouldn't say I'm too confident. Going in against Arsenal, then I'm confident in that sense. But like, just Bayern as a whole, I'm not too confident, because we're still, yes, we won against Cologne, but that was not a good performance against Cologne. It took a left back that was playing in the midfield to go and score an absolute screamer for us to break the deadlock. And Cologne weren't even sitting back. They didn't have a low block with 9 people behind the ball. They were coming at us. And it wasn't, when, from an Arsenal fan's perspective, from your perspective, you might be like, oh, Bayern got 2-0 win. Yeah, fair enough. No. I was pissed. I would to smush them. They were in relegation form. They're looking to go down, and we can't even touch them. And it was, we got the win. We got the job. Got the job done after all. Got the 3 points. Blah blah blah. Not that it means anything, but Rafael Guerrero scores a screamer. Then Thomas Muller just goes off of a mistake that they make, and then we get the win from it. But confidence-wise, of course, I'm confident against Arsenal. You guys have capitulated since playing us. We humbled you guys. And I'm waiting for a big reaction. Now, is that big reaction going to come in Germany, in the Allianz Arena, with all of those fans coming at you guys? I'm not too sure. Are you guys going to capitulate again? it's a hard one. It's a hard one coming to Allianz Arena and smushing us. It really, really is. So, I seen a comment in your chat saying something to do with the only way we win is on penalties or something.
Yeah.
And I can see that. I can see that. If it's a tough game, obviously it's a 2-2 draw. So if it's 0-0 the whole way through, then we obviously go to extra time and then penalties. Even penalties, I fancy us. And I know that's big talk, but we've got some good penalty takers. But that could generally be clipped and then come straight back at me, to be honest. But yeah, man, I'm confident. That's what I'll say.
Yeah. I hear that as well. I feel like but the thing is, I was looking at it, even if we go to pens, you got Neuer in goal. And the penalty takers you have got obviously Harry Kane. It's Harry Kane, but Musiala I'm sure can take one. Sane could probably take one. Muller can probably take one as well. Like you got quality players there on penalty shootouts. So that is real talk. The only way I see us, because I wanted to ask you as well on how you see sort of the way how you're going to come at Arsenal. Is it going to be, because I don't know if it's going to be, you're at home. It's game on as well. It's not like, it's 2-2 in the day. You're going to go for it as well, but we have to also go for it as well, because we can't sit back. Otherwise, I mean, we could, but are we really going to, real talk, keep a clean sheet, try and keep a clean sheet at Allianz Arena? I don't see that happening. So how do you see Bayern coming at the game? Because obviously when you came to the Emirates, it was more of like a counter-attacking style of a game for you guys, as well as we didn't do much in terms of ourselves creating. So do you see you guys playing a lot more different coming into this first leg? Coming into the second leg?
I could see first 30 minutes him doing the same sort of thing. I think that's from what's being put out there. I think Eric Dyer and De Ligt are going to be the centre backs again. The fact that if we roll you over with Eric Dyer in our squad, that in itself is just going to be jokes. But then again, I don't know. I don't like that. I think he realistically is at fault for both the goals. It's a hard one, but yeah, I don't know, man. It's a hard one. Obviously, I'm confident. Like I said, you guys have capitulated. Is there going to be big reaction? Is it going to be the big reaction? And this is going to sound stupid, because obviously you guys have lost. You lost in the Premier League, and you've lost, and you drew against us. But like, is this going to be good for you guys to go out? I know that it's going to be hard for you guys. Obviously, Bayern again, and hopefully you guys don't get smushed in from an Arsenal perspective. But the way I see it, like, you guys are still a little bit behind. How many points are you behind in the Premier League?
Well, obviously we lost.
Right?
So yeah, because obviously City won, didn't they?
I know that all of your fans are definitely saying, like you're out of it and everything, but you're not, realistically. I could see City going and messing up. They've got Real Madrid coming up. That's going to be a big game.
True. Yeah,
tomorrow
true.
They've got a big game against Real Madrid. So
yeah,
is it a blessing in disguise to go out? I know this is stupid because you're going out. I'm asking you.
No, I think it's.
Go on,
I think it's a fair point, because yes, as you say, you're looking at it as a Bayern fan, and yeah, you are right. It's not over yet. We've got 6 games left, but me personally, and majority of us fans are feeling this as well. We think the way that result has killed us completely, and I believe it's done, because personally, I don't see City. I mean, the thing is, City, whenever they get into this position, we never see them sort of drop points. We never see them drop off this little to go. With the manager they got in Pep Guardiola, with the experienced players they've got as well, they never drop off. And for us as well, and not just because of City, because I think you make a great point. That could be a factor, them playing Real Madrid. Massive game, of course. We all know about Real Madrid. Even if they make it through, they still got to play semi-final and etc. like that. So, I definitely hear what you're saying, but at the same time, we have to also... Now, if we want to win the league title, we have to win all 6 games and hope City drop points. And the games we've got in there, Man United away, we do all for Old Trafford. I know Man United are pony, but our record at Old Trafford, we just... Whenever we play against Man United, they honestly turn into like prime prime Brazil, man. Like every single, I don't know what it is. No matter how crap they are and how good we were, even last season they done us 3-1 at Old Trafford. So and of course we got to go Tottenham away, North London derby. You know, those games are the main ones I'm looking at, thinking, yeah, not really feeling that too confident we'll get a full win there. So no, but I definitely hear what you're saying, man. In terms of, could it be a blessing in disguise if we do go out to you guys? I mean, if we did beat you, like real talk, do you see Arsenal going further than the semi-finals if we play Real Madrid or Man City? Just looking at it as a Bayern fan.
It obviously depends on who goes through. You know, obviously City have nothing short of spectacular in the Champions League, and they have been. I know a lot of people are expecting City to win tomorrow. I think Real Madrid are going to do them. I could just see Real Madrid turning up and doing something there. If you go against Real Madrid, I don't think you're going to touch them, generally. I think that Madrid team, you know, Bellingham didn't even really turn up in that first game against City. So, you know, that entity of him turning up, you know, we know what he can do. It's typical that he didn't do it in a Dortmund shirt, the prick. Yeah, like I can see City going out of the Champions League, and obviously on City's run, you know, they've got Chelsea, I believe, the next game after Real Madrid. Semi-finals of the FA Cup, I believe.
Yeah, FA Cup, yeah.
So, you know, it's still a lot to play for. You know, they could, you know, they've got that. That's a massive game. It'll be typical for Palmer to turn up in that game, going against his old team. So, you know, I agree with you in the sense of, you know, the league, and obviously you've got Arsenal have got a lot of harder games. You know, Chelsea, Tottenham, Man United. So it's going to be interesting. But going against Real Madrid, no. I think you can nullify City again and then maybe beat them, obviously, whichever way it goes, if you've got them at home or away or whatever. You know, if you could get a good result against City at home, what do you know, is it out like which way the fixtures will be if you do get City, they go through?
I think it's because we played you because the quarterfinals, City played away, didn't they, first, and we played you at home. So that means it'll switch around. So City will play us first up at Etihad. I think. Okay.
Well, if you could nullify them and then beat them, like you've already nullified them once. You know, if you can get back into form, I mean, and nullify them again, and then beat them at the Emirates, I could see you going through. But it's that Real Madrid factor. It doesn't matter if it's quarterfinals, doesn't matter if it's semi-finals. If you ain't on it, they are on it, and it's, you know, we've seen it as Bayern Munich. Like they come in, you know, I thought we were going to beat them, and then they're going to beat us. So, they are literally, this is their competition. So if you get Real Madrid, then no, I don't see you going through.
No, spot on, bro.
I could see you beating City.
Spot on, yeah, no, 100% there. Before we move on, we got a question. Big up to Ella. Good luck. She's a Barca fan, so good luck tonight, of course, against PSG. Massive game. But she says, I have a question for you for the Bayern fan. Which player do you think can be a real threat at the Allianz Arena? And by which player of opposition, of course, Arsenal, do you think is a real threat there as well?
So which player do you think can be a real threat at the Allianz Arena? Is in an Arsenal player?
I think she means she means Bayern first, a Bayern player, and then an Arsenal player, because she said opposition team as well. So yeah.
Okay. So the first one, Harry Kane. You know, this is his home ground now. I think he needs to show what he can do. He's done it. He did it. You know, he's gone back to England. He's gone back to North London, and he showed up. I think he needs to go and do that again in Germany. You know, I want nothing short of 2 goals from him. I'm expecting a couple of goals from him, and I want Bayern to turn up. You guys nullified Jamal Musiala in that last game. If Jamal doesn't turn up, I will be annoyed, because he also needs to show himself. You know, I get all the time, I get pouters because I say that Jamal Musiala is the best young footballer in the world. Obviously, there's Vinicius Jr., there's Mbappe, but I mean in that category of like midfielder. You know, and I get pouters because obviously of what Jude's doing. Phil Foden is doing amazing. But, like, he needs to show up now on this world stage, and I want him to. And I'm expecting a big game from him. So I would have to say Harry Kane, but the boy Jamal Musiala has to be one of them as well. On an Arsenal perspective, of course, it's got to be Bukayo Saka. What he did against us last time, he could have got the penalty. He got a goal. So realistically, that's 2 chances that he's. If you go and let's say you win 3-2, he's got you 2 of those goals. So it has to be him. But I also is Odegaard injured? I see this thing that Odegaard's injured. Is he or is he not?
So there's a whole thing going about this because, and you said about Saka, by the way, as well, but he was holding his hamstring the first 10 minutes. So I think he's playing with an injury as well. But Arteta subbed off Odegaard, and Odegaard was balling out for us. He was our best player by far against Aston Villa, and it got to around 75 minutes. And randomly, he just subbed him off. And we're like, hold on a minute, he's our captain. Why are you taking him off? He's been our best player. And then Arteta, came out and said he's carrying a little injury and he's very doubtful for this game. So we ain't got Odegaard, bro. Oh my days. Seriously, I mean, we'd have to play if, and I think it's got Odegaard's fit, of course, but we'd probably have to go with Partey, Declan Rice, and maybe Jorginho, or because we ain't got really. I mean, maybe Havertz in the midfield, but I don't like Havertz in the midfield, man. So yeah, if we miss an Odegaard, it'd be massive for you guys. But yeah, he's very doubtful for the game.
So from what Fabrizio Romano is saying, Fabrizio 8 hours ago tweeted, Martin Odegaard training with Arsenal squad today ahead of the Bayern Munich game. He looks fine and ready after the small issue on Sunday, and that was 8 hours ago.
Oh, there we go then.
So
there we go. So he's
to answer this question again, to Ella, he's got to be one as well. 100%. He can change a game. I don't like him personally. I didn't like him from his Real Madrid days, and I think he's got an ego, but that's just my opinion, of course. He's still putting in performances, and you've got to respect that. Same with Mo Salah. I don't like Mo Salah neither, but the guy that goes and scores 40 goals in one season, you've got to respect it.
Nice.
Hopefully I answered your question. And to be honest, I would like nothing more than for both of you to go out, PSG and Barcelona, because I don't like neither of you. But may the best team win.
yeah. Fair play there, man. Look, talking about your injury news, because I know you got quite a few players missing. Obviously, we all know. Yeah, we all knew about Gnabry. He came off, and that's going to be a massive miss for obviously you guys. You have Kingsley Coman. He came off the injured, didn't he, against Cologne? But
yes.
Do you want to talk us through all your team news and the players that will be missing?
Yeah, so Kingsley Coman, I don't think will be playing. Leroy Sané didn't play the game because I think they were saving him for this game. And obviously Serge Gnabry went off in the game. So for me, I think the way I can see it is we're not going to have neither of them, to be honest with you. So where do you go with that? Now, Matthias Tau played. He played a good game against Cologne, even though Bayern were bad. And I wasn't expecting nothing. I wasn't expecting a hat trick or anything like that. All I was expecting is just a good amount of minutes for him, which he got, which I'm happy with. So it's a hard one, right? Because I don't know what's going to go on with. Obviously, we don't know what's going to. We're just fans. We don't know what Thomas Tuchel's going to do in that aspect. But for me, is he going to play Jamal Musiala on the left against Ben White? I believe that's who your right back will be.
Yes.
Is he going to put Matthias Tau there, which in that sense is going to be an unknown entity? Sane's going on the right-hand side. We already know that. The fact that he didn't play him, we know he's going to go there. He's got some fetish for Sane. I don't understand it, to be honest with you. Is Thomas Muller going to play in the middle? Is Jamal Musiala like that? So it's going to be weird on that aspect, if that makes any sense. But yeah, on the injury news, obviously we've got Kingsley Coman out, Serge Gnabry's out. Obviously, Alphonso Davies is going to be out because of the yellow card. So we're going to be missing a couple of players.
It sounds like to me, and correct me if I'm wrong, but does Tuchel actually know his best starting 11 as a manager?
I don't actually think so. No, the reason I think he's gone with Eric Dyer and
Delit.
Delit as the two partnership is because I think the whole time he was trying to find this two centre back partnership. And obviously, as an Arsenal fan, you probably even look at it as yourself and you're like, bro, you've got Kim and Jay there.
Yeah.
Why are you not playing him with Delit? Like, trust me, us fans want that also, but I just don't see him doing it. So on his best lineup, no, I don't think he does because Kimmich is now playing right back, where most of the season he wasn't playing right back; he was in the midfield. Obviously, Alphonso Davies is the left back, but he's gone. So yeah, no, I don't. To answer your question, long-winded answer, but no, I don't think he does. No, not really.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because obviously, like we all know that he's going to be leaving anyway. Tuchel, he's had his season and
yeah, he's sacked.
not yeah, he's obviously leaving. Getting the sack but yeah, I mean, looking at some of those injuries, obviously Kingsley Coman, massive miss I think for you guys because he came off the bench, obviously caused us a few issues. I remember when he hit the post as well, and that was. I mean, you could have nicked out at the end and got the winner and would have won the game 3-2. But yeah, I've always rated him, and I think you told me last time. I think he's am I right in saying this is like his first season without a Bundesliga since 2012 or something?
It's his first season without a league title. So he won 2 with PSG when he was there. Then he went to Juventus. I think he won that 2 times or 3 times, and then come to Munich, and every season he's won it. So
yeah,
he's
he's a great player. I mean, obviously we all know about Gnabry being out injured, massive for you guys. And then obviously Davis, Saka up against whoever it's going to be. And I know you said you played Guerrero in the midfield, did you? Against Cologne?
Against Cologne, yeah.
Do you see him doing that again, or will he go with that? What's his name? The Moroccan guy.
I don't see him playing Guerrero. If I was to pick my lineup, I wouldn't play Guerrero. No, I want Nazari Mazzari there, the Moroccan guy. I want him there. That's the guy I want. He plays there for his national team. Obviously, he's Moroccan, so he's not going to play the natural position of the right back because they've got Hakimi. So he has to. He gets pushed over to the left side. So if he's doing it for his own national team, and we obviously seen what they did at the World Cup, for me, I want him there. I think he's going to be more stable. Whoever goes there is going to have a tough task. Number one, you look to your right. You got Moonhead standing there in a Bayern shirt, and then you look in front of you, and you've got Bukayo Saka running at you. So whoever's going there's having a bad night.
Yeah, for sure, man, for sure. So yeah, I wanted to ask you as well because you mentioned a name who I've heard a lot about. Tell, right? He's 18, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Matthias.
How good is this guy? Because I've seen quite a lot of people, hype his name up a lot. But obviously, I haven't really watched him. But what do you make of him?
Yeah, nothing short of amazing, mate. Obviously when these young players come and they score goals, they do this, they turn up for a big team, straight away you get like the Henry comparison, the next Mbappe and all of this crap. I hate all of that crap. Obviously it's nothing short of amazing to be linked with these sorts of players and so on, but I think he's a very humble lad. He's just signed a brand new deal, which I'm super happy with because I know that a lot of Premier League clubs were looking to loan him with an option to buy. I think Man United were one of them. He's just on a new deal, and straight away he's like, I want to be a legend here. And when a young lad, like you said, 18, comes out and says that you're not going to see me complaining. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like 18 years old. A lot of people these days, when they make it as a footballer, the ego just pushes left, right, and center. So yeah, he wants to become a legend here. Bayern Munich were looking at bringing in a brand new striker. They're not no more because they want him to get more game time, which I'm happy with. And the fact that he's learning off of Harry Kane, I think it's just going to make him even better. So yeah, no, 100%. he's amazing. He needs to prove himself, and he's not been getting too many games realistically, because obviously we've got the best striker in the world, Harry Kane. But yeah, he's amazing, absolutely fantastic, man.
Yeah, for sure, man. So in terms of obviously lineup wise for you, what would be like? I'm trying to think, because I know what you want to do, but Thomas Tuchel thinking wise, what would it be for Thomas Tuchel? Would it be Eric Dyer centre back? Just give me your full lineup. What you think Tuchel may sort of go with against us, man?
Yeah. Just quickly as well on Matthias Tal, we spent 28.9 million on him when we signed him as well. So
where'd you sign him from, by the way?
Rennes.
Oh, Rennes.
So it was, for Bayern, obviously Premier League, that's peanuts, but for Bayern, that's like big money as well. So, he's got a massive future. Right. I've just gone past your question. Let's go back to it. Lineup wise, let's put the donkey hat on. Joshua Kimmich, Manuel Neuer, Joshua Kimmich, Eric Dyer, and De Ligt. I don't know who will go left back. He doesn't seem to like Mazzari. When Mazzari was like the right back, like we bought in Sancho Bowie from Galatasaray.
He's injured as well, isn't he?
Yeah, Bowie. He's injured. And straight away he come in, and it was like, wait, what's going on? So I would like personally Mazzari to play, but I don't know what the donkey will do, if I'm honest with you. Midfield 2 should be not Guerrero. I've got Guerrero on the brain now. Goretzka and Pavlovic. He's our young lad as well. So it'll be those two. I know that Goretzka and Lima played well together, but the fact that Pavlovic come off, he got 70 minutes and was taken off. I think he will start. So those two, again, I wouldn't really be able to tell you who the front three is going to be. Obviously, Harry Kane's going to be the striker, but Leroy Sané is going in there, and then it's either going to be Jamal Musiala and Tal, or Thomas Müller and Jamal Musiala.
Wow, there we go. Yeah, I said it to you after the game. I was a bit surprised how you didn't play Müller, because Müller for me has been quality for many, many years now. He's still doing it, and I think he's a quality player. So I was a bit surprised how he didn't bring off the bench as well, did he? In that first leg, so maybe. But he played against Cologne and he scored. You said, didn't he?
He did, yes. So again, I don't really know. I can't really get him, to be honest with you. Like some managers, the lineup they're going to put. Like for Arsenal, for instance, which lineup he's basically going to pick. A couple of players might change, but it's going to be this, and this. With him, I generally couldn't tell you. I thought Kim Min-jae and Upamecano were going to get game time against Cologne. They didn't. So, I couldn't tell you. But on Thomas Müller, I know a lot of people say he's finished. For me, I don't think he is. I think obviously he hasn't got the legs that some players of his age do have in their career still. But his is all his brain. He's never been that fast anyway. So I want him to play, but I don't know what the donkey will do generally.
Talking of him, man, because I wanted to ask you this. Obviously, I think Fabrizio tweeted it, didn't he, about Nagelsmann possibly, obviously, returning back to Bayern Munich. You sacked him, but now you want him back. It's like when you break up with your girlfriend and she's your ex and you try and go back to her. Like, what's going on, bro? But I mean, I think I said it to you in the first segment. I thought, obviously, but when we look at it from a neutral perspective and an Arsenal fan, and you look at English football, if a manager like Nagelsmann did what he did for you guys and got sacked, English fans will sort of look at him being very, very harsh. But I know with Bayern Munich's mentality, I know with Bayern Munich's sort of recent, in terms of when you get a manager in, you're ruthless with it. What is your thoughts on him, obviously, coming back, possibly because I know he's like one of the favourites to obviously take over from Tuchel in obviously the end of the season. But what do you make of him also returning to you guys, man?
Yeah, so that's my manager. In my head, my manager is Julian Nagelsmann. I never wanted the donkey, Thomas Tuchel. Never wanted him. Haven't rated him since he's, every time I've seen him, if it's for Dortmund, if it's for PSG, if it's for Chelsea, yeah, boohoo, whatever. So when Nagelsmann went, I was absolutely fuming. And of course, every single time I'm like, yeah, that's my manager. I want him back, blah, 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 blah. But you make a good point. Like, why go back to him now? You've sacked him. What's he going to do? I don't get it. I think Bayern Munich are in a tough situation, right? And I think we put all of our eggs in Xabi Alonso's basket. He then stays. We can't get anybody else. Jurgen Klopp doesn't want to get another job straight away. So they're not going to go for him. Don't think we'll get him anyway, but they're not going to go for him. There's not really many managers out there. Zidane, big up to Robbie as well. Zidane is an entity that I would like to see what he would do, but I think he either wants the France job or to manage in France, maybe even a Real Madrid job. There's just not many managers out there.
Yeah, that's true.
So I think we're in that sticky situation where do we go with an unknown manager like De Zerbi? Now, obviously, a lot of Premier League fans know him and so on, but he's never done it in the Champions League. Could he do it for Bayern in the Champions League? Because we don't just want a cup; we want everything. That is the levels of Bayern Munich. We want everything. We want to win the DFB Pokal. Mm-hmm. We want to win the league. We want to win the Champions League. So it's obviously a difficult one. I don't know. I think they're going to go Julian Nagelsmann. The news that's been poised out there is that they're basically looking for someone to come in and to stay and be the manager for I think it's the 2025 Champions League final, which I believe is at our stadium, I believe. So they're looking for the long term. I don't know, mate, to be honest with you. I'm kind of undecided on it. Like, yeah, cool. He's back, but yeah, it's a weird one.
It is, because he's obviously currently in the German setup as well as a manager.
Yeah. He's a German manager.
Yeah, and he's got the Euros to sort of focus on, because obviously the host nations are Germany, and they're going to want to do well. So it'd be interesting to see what happens with Nagelsmann. I've always rated Nagelsmann as well. I actually think he's he was at Leipzig, before he went to US.
Yes.
Yeah, and I was like, he's. I heard his name around at Leipzig, doing decent, and obviously got his move to you guys, and obviously we all know what happened. But yeah, I think he's a good manager. But yeah, I think you're right in saying, right now, there's not that many in terms of taking over Bayern Munich. We're talking about, and as you said, as you guys have, you want to win everything. Of course you do, and that's been the sort of history of Bayern Munich. That's why you guys are so successful, because you've got big standards and a great mentality. Managers like De Zerbi, for me, I rate De Zerbi as a manager, because I think he's a tactician, but I still think he's very unproven, because I understand, I understand and I get, the job he's done at Brighton, he's got him qualified from European places and all that stuff, and obviously I think he's at Shakhtar Donetsk before he went to Brighton, but I still think he's a very unproven manager, and I still think that's a risk for you guys. I feel like you need a guy who's been there and done it, if that makes sense. And I think Zidane was a great shout. I think that's a great shout, but it's whether or not he'll actually come to you guys, because I know there's been many talk of him coming to the Premier League, but he said he doesn't want to come to the Premier League because he can't. I don't think he struggles like the language barrier. So could that be similar to Germany? Most likely. So but Zidane's a winner. I mean, look what he did at Real Madrid, and a legend of the game, as we know. So I think you get a manager like that, a guy who has experience, and a guy who's been there and done that before. I mean, to be fair, Nagelsmann's been at your club before, but it's just a weird one, really, how you've sacked him, but now you want him back. It's like Arsenal doing that with Emery. Yeah, we sacked you, Emery, but no, come back. It's like it's a bit of a weird one, but yeah, man, it's going to be interesting to see, obviously, who you do get, at the end of the season, but. Just, moving on now to, of course, how you think this game are going to go. And I know you said earlier, you're feeling confident. As for me, not so confident. I think someone said in my chat, and the majority of us fans are feeling like this. Like, the only way we see you beating you is penalties. It really is because of your hostile atmosphere. You know, you guys are excellent at home as well in the Champions League. We are awful away in the Champions League. I mean, we lost to Lens. We obviously lost to Porto. We drew with PSV. It's just not great playing away from home. And ultimately, the whole scoreline as well. It's a 2-2 still. It's going to be very hard for us to go there. And I think it'll be an open game and it's going to be goals as well. Just knowing the history of the game as well and the players, the quality of players you've got and our momentum dropping as well. I only see us winning on penalties really, bro. But how do you see this game going and also your score prediction as well, bro?
Yeah, so I think Bayern Munich are going to humble you guys again, and we're going to beat you. I think it's either going to be one or two things. Now, it's either going to be an absolute bouter of a game and we're going to win it like, I don't know, 4-2 or something like that, or it's going to be an odd game where it's like a chess match. We both, trying to do this, we're trying to do that, and we're cancelling each other out, and then Bayern get the winner in the end. I think it's a hard one to predict, just in the fact that Bayern can win in all different ways, where Arsenal fans believe that they can only win from penalties. I do think you guys could humble us at home, but I think Bayern will win, and I'm going to go with a 3-2 win.
3-2, fair play, man. Fair play. Yeah, I reckon if my heart's saying, my head's saying something really different. My head's saying you'll do us 3-1, but my heart's saying we can get maybe a 1-1, 2-2, high scoring game, take it to penalties, and do you on penalties and go progress to the finals. But yeah, it's gonna be a lit game as always, my guy. It's gonna be a lit game, and look, as I said, bro, may the best team win, of course, for Wednesday, and I would say all the best for your season, but Leverkusen have done it.
That's over, bro.
That must have been painful, man, to see them, because you lot were so dominant, man. Like year in, year out, that was your trophy. Even last season, when you almost capitulated on the final day, Dortmund slipped up. You still somehow won it. So it must have been very painful to see Leverkusen obviously do that. Wait, is that another manager as well who was linked with the Bayern job? Xabi Alonso, wasn't it? But obviously he's staying now at Leverkusen. So yeah. I mean, what do you make of him just looking as a Bayern fan and the job he's done at Leverkusen?
I think it's still too early for him to be a great manager like people are saying that he's going to be. I think winning your league straight away is nothing short of amazing. I want to see what that squad can do. Is the squad going to be destroyed like the Ajax team that was great? With De Jong going here, De Ligt going here, so on and so forth. Our team's going to pull that team apart. It looks like Frimpong probably will leave. Is Man City or Bayern Munich going to try to get Wirtz? That's a question. If he can keep that team, then I want to see what he can do. Because he's going to have them in the Champions League. They still can win somewhat of a treble because they are still in the DFB Pokal, the R Cup, and they're also in the Europa League. So it's still all to play for them. I won't start on him winning the league straight away because this stream will go way too long. I'll be ranting. But yeah, what he's done is amazing. And I think it's a big test next season to see what he can do with that squad.
Yeah, spot on, bro. Absolutely spot on. Look, bro, we're gonna wrap this up. It's been an absolute pleasure as always. With you, my guy Liam. Big up to you. Just quickly shout your channel and also, obviously, the content you're coming up yourself this week as well, bro.
Yeah. So thank you for having me again, mate. The Bayern View, daily videos on there, streams and everything. It's basically a fan channel like what you see all around YouTube for Bayern fans. We get a lot of banter when we lose, and especially a lot this season because we've been crap. But yeah, man, it's good to connect with other fans like Josh, like AFTV, like all of the other fans, and hopefully Bayern can get back to the top. But we'll have to wait and see what happens, man. But yeah, thank you for having me on, bro.
Yeah, no worries at all, man. Always welcome. And as I said, if you will be free for the match review, you can always come on my channel. And of course, no matter the result as well, even if we humble you, we still turn up. I respect that.
I'll be
Big respect, guys. Make sure you go over to Lever's channel, give my man a sub. Absolute real one, man. Knows his stuff as well. Anything about Bayern, go over there, check him out. He does. Yeah, I was watching some of his videos today. He does literally everything. Yeah, even the latest news as well. So big up to you, man. Keep consistent with it as well, and keep up the great work on the channel, guys. Big up everyone who tuned in there in the chat as well. Thank you for all your questions as well, and thanks for all your comments. I did pin them up on the screen, people. So big up to everyone tuning in and obviously have their say as always. I will be back later today as well. We're going to do a reaction to, because I'll be watching the Champions League, PSG Barca. So that should be a good game. Look forward to that. And then, of course, a big one tomorrow, Bayern and Arsenal. So, yeah, Liam, bro, may the best team in for tomorrow, my guy. And, yeah, we're getting out of here, guys. Enjoy the rest of your evenings. And I'll see you guys later tonight. Come on, you Gunners.